Season 1 is right around the corner for Vanguard and Warzone, and between leaks from what we saw weeks ago to official marketing and even new teasers, we actually got our look at what weapons will be coming here within Season 1. So today we're breaking down the weapons of Season 1 within Vanguard and Warzone. So as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. Of these weapons, what are you looking forward to using the most? What are you hoping to see come into Vanguard and Warzone in the future? Whatever the case, drop it down below. But if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on the video. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Vanguard, all things Warzone. Season 1 is going to have a ton of stuff you will not want to miss. So make sure you stay here on the channel. So if you're part of that nearly 70% of viewers that are not subscribed, and I'd like to help us out on that road to 500,000 subscribers, all while staying in the loop with everything, I'd love to have you in the community. That said, let's jump right into it. So this actually starts out a little bit earlier than we may have anticipated, with some of this stuff even being, say, rumored or leaked here almost all the way back since Vanguard actually launched. Much earlier on, we saw reports of different operators, weapons, and maps here leaking out for potentially Season 1 and beyond, but the Season 1 stuff that kind of gravitated around this was the operators of Anna, Lewis, and Francis, with weapons of the BSA Wellgun, 1944 Hyde Carbine, and another rifle of some kind that was previously seen within the PlayStation database for the upcoming update of 1.08 for Vanguard. That was rumored to be either the Type 4 rifle or the Lee Enfield. The Lee Enfield actually of which already being in the game in the campaign, just not in MP, but those didn't all quite match up. Then, as the last couple of days, we started to get a little bit more teasers for Season 1 and the content coming, with yesterday bringing us a brand new cinematic cutscene detailing a bit of the upcoming season, but I'd imagine this is sort of that intro cinematic we end up getting at the start of every single season. But it's Butcher and our seasonal operators searching out the Nazis who fled to the Pacific, and well, just take a look.
Mission log number 113, Operation Vulcan, Pacific, 1944. I was cruising above the Pacific Ocean with Trident, seeing if those secret Nazi rumors were true. Those fuckers knew we were coming and didn't waste any time trying to take us out. I sent Trident down on their own while I got the plane the fuck out of there. They knew what to do. Trident kicked ass and completed the mission. They'd come rescue me soon after. Well, shit. The Nazis thought they could keep all their secrets buried, but I was rarely far behind.
Hello, hello.
I knew one thing for certain. The world would never be ready for what I found.
So, a few things. Operators, though none of them have been confirmed as our primary Battle Pass operator. The current rumors that I've seen kind of floating around are that Francis may be the Battle Pass operator here for this season, but there's no official details or anything out there to confirm nor deny that. We see a little bit about the storyline coming here within Warzone, and those bunkers that Butcher ends up going into. Pretty interested to see what happens here at this one, and hopefully we get a little bit more of some immediate answers to that in story progression, as opposed to, well, the last year and 8 months, 9 months here of Verdansk. We saw that tease from day one, but even since Verdansk 84, nothing's really come of those outside of just the flashback event here that recently happened. But as for weaponry, that is something that between this and the official promo, we basically have all of these confirmed now at this point. The first two that were leaked look to be 100% right, the BSA Wellgun and the 1944 Hyde Carbine. Then the PTRS was made clear as day in that teaser slash intro cutscene, whatever you want to call it here, that we got as of yesterday. So breaking this down a little bit further, the BSA Wellgun is a prototype SMG developed by the SOE, historically proven to test well, but also was never adopted to mainstream combat due to many problems the weapon had, even though it performed well whenever it was actually working correctly. But when you think about this and other weapons we'll probably see throughout the seasons, not a bad sort of link for special operations teams to have these sort of weapons that don't really air quote exist to the general forces here, kind of using weapons that they wouldn't ever see. kind of cool to consider that sort of tie-in, but it's an SMG that will be a nice little bit of a pack-a-punch to the armory. The M1944 Hyde carbine, that was developed by the U.S. Armed Forces and George Hyde, and it was meant to mimic the Thompson M1921 and M1927 models of the submachine gun. It was too expensive though for mass production, and the weight defied the concept of a light rifle, so it was kind of this sort of awkward product. Though if we are talking use, and again perhaps perfect for a special ops unit, it became more reliable and accurate than the M1 carbine and had the option for select fire that allowed it to rival even the STG-44. So I'd be interested to see where this one lands in that sense. Historically, it's categorized as an SMG, but it does have that versatility that had a performance of a rifle. So be curious to see where this lands in Season 1, what weapon category it ends up falling in. And the PTRS, well, that's just a downright classic. If you've played any of the classic Call of Duties here, mainly World at War is the one you may be most familiar with. It was in Call of Duty World War II a couple of years back. Originally an anti-tank rifle developed by the Soviets. Historically in COD though, it's packed punch, though also as of recent history, it sacrifices mobility for that damage because it's an absolute annihilator when fired. So I'm curious to see where these properties stick, if this is less of a run and gun type of sniper and more of a you better stick to traditional sniping unless you want to take 2 years to ADS type of sniping. But on top of that, of course, there are rumored to be a handful of melee weapons. However, none of these have ever really been showcased in any real capacity in either these teasers or the marketing images and promo, but we also have in the past couple of years seen multiple melee weapons introduced each season that are usually either in a challenge immediately there, or there's something later on down the line via challenges and also then shop bundles as well. But I'd expect those to be there as well. But stemming from this discussion about the weapons, there are two things that really come to my mind. Number one, I'm really curious to see if these weapons hold the same naming as their real-life counterparts. COD has been notorious in recent years for kind of circling around the naming rights of weaponry and then ultimately deciding to forego it and making the weapons a sort of generic name for classic weapons. Like, just recently we saw the Galil be the Grav, the FAMAS be the FR556, and so on. So I'm really curious to see if we'll have these weapons be named actually the PTRS, the Hyde carbine, the Wellgun, and well, I guess we'll have to see. And number two, right now we don't know which of these will be Battle Pass weapons and which will be added on later on in the season via challenge and then again likely via additional store bundle, offering two different ways to get it either immediately or grind out a simple challenge to get it after a little bit of time but for free. Historically, and I would almost guarantee it, of the three primary weapons we've mentioned, I only expect two of these in the Battle Pass at tier 15 and tier 31, like we've seen the last 2 years. It follows the same patterns here with this. It's just a big question mark which of these two of these three will actually be there in the Battle Pass. We'll know shortly, but honestly, I'm not sure which ones I would like to have my hands on first. I feel like personally, I'm a bit more casual of a sniper, so the PTRS may be okay if it's in season for me, but fully and entirely recognize that's kind of selfish of me. That's just what I would like to see. I feel like I'd get more use out of the other two weapons. But that said, a blog post is almost certainly coming Monday. Every single Monday leading up to the seasonal launch here, the week of, is when we get a lot of details of things. Full trailers for either the Battle Pass, the overall content coming, a blog post detailing all of that. So I'd expect that to all be expanded upon and confirmed here just in a couple of days. But for right now, that's the weapons that we have up on deck within Vanguard, and then also coming to Warzone with that integration as well. The only questions that now come a little bit further after that is very curious to see how this shapes the meta of both not only just Vanguard, but also Warzone, though this I think might be a little bit more inconsequential for Warzone, given that we're going to have 40 weapons coming all at once as opposed to just 2 or 3 new ones as we normally see with seasons throughout the year. But right now, that's where we're at here at this, and that is the weapons of Season 1 for Vanguard and Warzone. So that's where we're going to wrap it up. I would love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. Which of these are you most excited for? Are you looking forward to getting your hands on? Whatever the case, drop it down below. But if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, and of course, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Vanguard, Warzone, and anything Season 1 content. We got you covered here on the channel, so make sure you don't miss a single thing. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.